Hello guys, so based on popular demand, a lot of people have come to my inbox to ask me about homeschooling, how I started homeschooling Sky and the tips. So actually I'm going to give this out for free. So for you to start homeschooling your toddler, you need to start as early as possible. But if you haven't started early already and maybe your toddler is like 2 3 years old, it's okay, you can still start, but I recommend you starting from 9 10 months because these kids are so smart. Probably they cannot pronounce at that age, but then they listen, they can hear you. So when they start making their first words, most of the things you've been saying are things they are going to pronounce. So let's go into it. Let me show you guys. So here you see like a board where we've written the alphabet, letters and all that. So first of all, I started with ABC to Z, okay, and then I started with the phonics. A alligator, phonics, A B baba, C cod, like that, phonics, and then shapes. And after the shapes, I started the counting in 5. I started the counting in 10 and the counting in 100. Here, animals. So, animals and their names. You can see Sky has already made a mess of the whole board. And then here is the 1 2 3 to 100. And then here is the 2 times 1. I did from 2 times until 2 times until 9. Okay, but if your baby is if your toddler is still 1 year 2 years, you don't have to do 2 times to 9. You can stop at 5 or you can stop at 3. But then Sky is so smart, she has outgrown 2 3 4 5. That's why I'm taking to 9, so she start getting the words from 100 and you get these are like homeschooling. So then what you do is when you wake up in the morning after the normal routine of brushing their teeth, giving them food, making sure they are full, because for a baby to study, the baby needs to be very full. Once you're very full, like very full, then you can say it's study time. So let's say your routine, you wake up 8 a.m. and then, or maybe you wake up 9 a.m. and then you feed, then you do chores, then you feed the baby, then you take the baby shower, whatsoever. Let's say make your study time 12 noon, or 12 noon. Probably then they might have had lunch if they haven't had lunch, but just make sure they are learning on a full stomach. That way they are able to concentrate. If they are not learning on a full stomach, then they will get distracted. Okay, so the first key, make sure they're learning on full stomach. So what I do with Sky is once we're done eating, it's time for stuff. All you have to do as the mom is you be the one to point and read the letters. So you read to them, this is A, B, C, D, E. So when you read the letter A to Z, then you read and tell them to repeat after you. So you say A, the baby will say A. B, the baby will say B. These are for babies who are like 10, 11, 1 year, 1 year and 6 months. Those ones can repeat after you, but they cannot say it on their own. Do you get? So those ones you can say A and they say A with you, B and they say B with you. Do you get? So when you do this consistently, like this is like your everyday routine. By the time they get to 2 years, they will say it on their own. 2 years, you don't even have to be the one to tell them to. They say it on their own. So like Sky now, when I say go and study, I just sit down or lie down on the bed and just listen to what she's saying. I know when she pronounced the wrong thing. I know when she's calling the wrong animal, and I'm there to say no. Or probably she's saying, maybe she's saying 8 times 6, 42. Already I know it's 48. I'm there saying it's 48. Do you get? So me, the teacher, have mastered it. So she, the students, when she makes the mistake, I listen. Sometimes I sit and I say, okay, do it. So these are the tips. Any part of your house, if you don't have a board, you can paste it on your door. Just get a white sheet, get a marker, write down the ABC, write down the alphabet, phonics, shapes. These are the primary things you get. So we still have empty space on our board where I'm going to put the 2-letter words, 3-letter words. You get that? She already knows 2-letter words, but I'm just still going to put it because Sky will be starting school very soon and I need her to be coming out like top on the game. So parents, mom, I have too many inbox, single mom, family people, a lot of people. How did you start with Sky? This was how I started with Sky. We started like this on the board. Okay, so you can start like this also. Paste it on the board and read it to your kid, read it to your toddler, and before you know it, they can do it on their own. So this is a tip. Thank you for staying tuned. You can see Sky is reading on her own. So I don't get to show her anymore because she already knows. But me repeating, making her read it every day is just like a reminder for her. Because then when you stop, they will forget. You get, when you stop making them read it, they will forget. If you don't do it for 2 weeks, trust me, they will forget some things. So you just have to be, even if not every day, 4 times a week. It's just like going to school now. We go to school 5 times a week. So why can't you dedicate 5 times a week for your kids? It doesn't matter the time. I'm just saying noon for those who are stay-at-home moms who have time. But if you don't have time, you can do this whenever it's convenient for you. It can be in the evening, it can be in the night. I study anytime. One time we were learning 11:30 p.m. at night because we did not study the whole of the day. We were so busy, and I'm like, we're not gonna skip this today. It was 11:30. We had to do it before we go to bed. Like this, let it stick.